Matt Jackson here with head men's and women's golf coach Michael Butler on a special edition of the Coach's Corner. We're here to give you a preview of the 2011 Peach Belt Conference Men's and Women's Golf Championships, which will be hosted by Armstrong Atlantic State University on Monday and Tuesday, April 11th and 12th. And Coach Butler, first let's give the fans and the viewers at home an idea of what the golf course has been shaping up. The Savannah Quarters Country Club, a fantastic course out in Pooler, Georgia. Give us a view of that course.
Well, Savannah Quarters Country Club is a great layout, Chad. It can be very challenging. It has some greens that can be very difficult. The length on the golf course can be challenging, but the golf course is in fantastic shape, and we're looking forward to a great venue and to the tournament next week.
Now, Armstrong hosted the regional for the men at Savannah Quarters, so it's no stranger to tournament setup, and then we've already had two tournaments being played on the course this season.
Yes, we have. In 2007, we hosted the regional championship, and the golf course played very tough. Actually, we had a storm just off the coast that created windy conditions, and it was very tough to score on the golf course. But the tournament that we hosted this past spring, starting with the women's tournament, we had a great field. We had a nice tournament. We had some nationally ranked teams playing in the tournament, and it was a great preview for the Peach Belt Conference Championship that's upcoming. Then we also hosted a men's tournament also in the spring. We had some nationally ranked teams also playing. Flagler won the tournament. That was their second year in a row. They seem to play really well in Savannah, and they've played really well at Savannah Quarters.
Let's go ahead and preview the men's field, as 8 of the 11 men's teams that are in the championships this week are mentioned in the latest Golf Coaches Association of America national rankings. Georgia College is at number 8, Columbus State number 13, Armstrong is number 15, USC Aiken is 18th, UNC Pembroke is at 21, and then Flagler, Lander, and Georgia Southwestern all receiving votes. So Coach Butler, that seems like to me that it's a wide open field for the championship this year.
Well, that'll tell you how strong the Peach Belt Conference is in golf. I mean, when you have that many teams ranked in the coaches poll, it just tells you how good the field is, how good the teams are, how good the players are. From what I could see with all these teams that are nationally ranked, they're very strong 1 through 5. So really their 5th player could play number 1, the number 1 player could play number 5. These teams are very competitive and very good.
Now, as you mentioned, we had the Armstrong Pirate Invitational in February, and 8 of the 11 teams that are in the Peach Belt Conference tournament this weekend played in that Pirate Invitational. As you said, Flagler won it by 4 strokes over Armstrong. UNC Pembroke finished 3rd in that tournament. Georgia Southwestern 5th, Lander 7th, Montevallo 8th, North Georgia 10th, and Clayton 11th. How big of an advantage is it for those teams to have seen the course heading into the conference championship?
Well, I think it was an advantage to see the golf course. The golf course is going to play a little different in the Peach Belt Conference Championship. It's going to play as a par 72. In the tournament that we hosted in the spring, being concerned with daylight and getting the rounds in, the golf course was a par 70. And the rules officials decided to change the golf course strictly where it was related to pace of play and also trying to finish the round. So with it playing a par 72, it'll play a little different. Obviously, the course is in great shape. The green should be a little faster. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more rough because the growing season is in, and the golf course just looks very good. And it'll have a lot of definition to it also.
All right, let's move over to the women's. Second year that the Peach Belt Conference has sponsored women's golf as a championship sport, and 2 of the 6 teams are nationally ranked. UNC Pembroke is ranked 9th in the latest NGCA Top 25 poll. Flagler is 21st, and Coach Butler, if you look at those rankings, you think it's going to be a 2-team race, but of the 6 teams, many of them have a shot to win.
Well, I agree. I mean, the conference championship with the women's teams is going to be interesting to see how they play. It is nice to see that UNC Pembroke and Flagler are both regionally ranked also. So they have played well throughout the year. But once again, it is the conference championship. any team could win.
Now, the Lady Pirates hosted the Lady Pirate Invitational, the inaugural Lady Pirate Invitational in March. UNC Pembroke won that by 5 strokes over Flagler. Armstrong finished third in that tournament. Columbus State finished fourth. North Georgia finished sixth. 5 of the 6 teams playing this week also got a preview of the course. So is the women's course going to play any different from the Lady Pirate Invitational?
It'll play pretty much the same. And once again, I'll have to say that UNC Pembroke played extremely well in our invitational tournament, and they've played well all year. But basically, the golf course is going to pretty much play the same for the ladies. Like I said, the golf course is going to have more definition, a little bit more rough, and the greens are going to be quicker. So there's going to be some adjustments you're going to have to make coming into play in the tournament, but basically the golf course is going to play very similar for the women.
All right, let's run down the schedule of events for the 2011 Peach Belt Conference Golf Championships. A practice round will begin at 1:30 on Sunday with a shotgun start, both teams, the men and women, and then Sunday evening at the Armstrong's Student Union Ballroom, we'll have our banquet where the all Peach Belt Conference teams will be announced at that banquet. And then bright and early on Monday morning, we'll have a shotgun start, both teams playing the same course beginning at 8:30 in the morning. The men will play 2 rounds of 36 holes total. The women will play 1 round of 18, and then Tuesday we'll wrap things up. We'll have a tee time start beginning at 8 a.m. Both the men and the women with the 2011 Peach Belt Conference champions to be crowned. And fans, you can follow along with live scoring all during the tournament at our website at asupirates.com. Well, Michael Butler, thanks for joining us on this preview. Good luck in the Peach Belt Conference Championships to you and all the teams.